As Landrum just noted, just an incredible interview with the publisher of Tar Heel 247, Andrew Jones.
The dysfunction of that program right now is exactly what we thought it was.
Let me just tell you this, and for those that watch this show on YouTube, those that listen to the show or watch us at Social Taco, I know I'm not breaking his story here, but Landrum has to go to the bathroom a lot.
What?
You do.
Usually it's number one for the record.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying it was number two.
I just know people can infer things, but it's usually number one.
No, I mean, it's just
99% of the time it's one.
It happens.
It does.
It's human nature, but does he not? He's leaving.
You do.
Yeah.
But that's just okay, no problem.
Yeah.
You could not cover the North Carolina football team because one of the amazing stories that he just told us is that you cannot use the restroom in the facility as you're covering North Carolina football in the press conferences. So you would be out, Landrum.
Landrum, what are you doing with that empty milk jug? Well, Coach.
Didn't we have a Speaker of the House in Montgomery do that one time? Didn't he have a jug? And
I don't know, but a long road trip, it does cut down on stops. If whoever else is in the car is cool with
just
it.
What a bizarre, just being in that building and you got someone that's running the media PR that doesn't even talk to people. I mean, how do you do your job?
Not letting people use your restrooms in your facility is wild.
What?
They're worried about people like Conrad that go in and don't put toilet paper down before they sit down.
That's true. That makes perfect sense now.
Probably.
Vile human beings like Conrad that just doesn't do that.
All it takes is one media member that came in there one day.
Yeah, Conrad.
Probably destroyed the bathroom, and Belichick's like, no more.
Yeah. I bet Jordan cut that stuff out.
Probably, yeah.
That's what it was.
I bet they smell nice.
Jordan loves my open-toed shoes, by the way.
Does she?
She says she likes that I'm a free spirit.
She likes it because you visited her mom's shop in P-Town.
Yeah, you bought some of those rings to put on your toes.
What?
I don't
they
think
only
it's
fit
for
on
your
the big
toes.
toe.
I heard it was just on the pinky toe.
What color did you go with?
Purple.
Makes perfect sense.
Yes,
now.
it does.
Just man. And you know that Cal and Brian Harsin are going to absolutely Dabo Swinney, he took his foot off the gas because of Belichick. That will not be the case.
No.
I might have to stay up like till 2:00 in the morning to watch that just absolutely
I'll watch that.
nasty situation.
The only reason I would be pulling for North Carolina in there is let their defense show up and shut down Brian Harsin's offense.
I need to find a future line on that game and load up now.
You want to load up on Cal?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was looking at potential games. Could they get a win over Stanford?
No, not that Stanford's now got $50 million in their bank account for football.
They do.
I just start giving bonuses out to people after every Saturday. Come on by the office. How many tackles do you have? Okay, here you go. Here's $1,000. Good job.
$50 million. That'll get you a lot of players, but a place like Stanford, they're gonna let you.
They're gonna let you in.
Yeah, they're gonna let you in. I would use it on a really, really nice charter plane, like one that the Yankees or the Red Sox used when they went overseas. You got the couches.
It's a 13-point line right now.
Yes, Cal is a 13.5-point favorite over North Carolina.
Okay.
October 17th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah.
You give me 13.5, you better believe it.
The over-under is 48.5.
Belichick walking over to Doobie Hill at halftime.
Because they could get beat 48-0. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take 13.5 all day long for California.
What's the travel going to do? What are you talking about? Body clock being all whacked.
Bill will have to take like 17 naps.
You can call James Franklin, see how he should deal with it. How do you regulate that body clock?
If you didn't see it last night, it was right at 10 o'clock Eastern. I'm sure Bill was already asleep. But Bill Belichick and the university released a statement saying, I'm fully committed to UNC football and the program we're building here. Stop. That's it. Then,
honey, is that all you wanted me to type?
That's 12 words of Bill Belichick. I'm fully committed to UNC football and the program we're building here. Then Bubba Cunningham, he had to go one word more than Bill Belichick, a 13-word statement. Coach Belichick has the full support of the Department of Athletics and the university.
And then currently.
Yeah, there's no
I would have added currently.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's so heartfelt. You can tell that he spent a lot of time writing that.
Very much so.
Mhm.
So
Very touching.
And based on what Andrew told us, there's 51 days between now and when they play their final regular season game against NC State, because we all know they're not going bowling. That ain't happening. So does this appease the fan base? And on top of that, does the basketball team get out to a fast start?
Yeah.
Because the basketball team looks like a typical North Carolina basketball team. These people will be pivoting so fast away from that mess that's going on at the football stadium, they don't really care. But if the basketball team kind of, if Will Wade looks like they've got a real deal up in Raleigh, and in Chapel Hill basketball looks like it's going to kind of be muddling its way through the ACC this year, then they just might be firing everybody.
Yeah. Speaking of conferences, let's quickly go to Barry. Back to our Big Ten versus SEC debate. Hey, Barry.
Hey, I just wanted to ask y'all quick questions. Just give me your take on the team. Ohio State?
Really good.
Very good.
Okay. Oregon?
Really good.
Very good, too.
Okay. Rutgers?
On their best day, good.
I like Mississippi State on a neutral field.
That's telling. That's telling. UCLA?
I predict this weekend they'll be bad again.
USC?
I think they're sneaky good.
Flip a coin either weekend. Yeah, sneaky good, but not super impressed.
Well, Washington. What about Washington?
I would put them in the same category maybe a tick higher than Rutgers. Depends on where's the game being played.
We'll go neutral site.
Neutral site, man, they're all right.
All right. Well, Oregon.
Oregon's really good.
Solid team, right?
Yeah, Oregon's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Illinois, too. They probably somewhere in there. All right,
I'd put them as good.
Middle of the pack.
So, the guy calling in from Michigan is complaining that we don't care about Big Ten football. But outside of Ohio State, who's really done anything in 40 years, 30 years?
Well, I mean, Michigan, they've had their years. Michigan State, they've been in the college football playoff. Washington has as well. I see what you're saying. And look, I'm an SEC homer, so you're not going to get a whole lot of pushback from me. But the Big Ten has done some things.
Yeah, in the Olympics, Michigan State.
Barry, we appreciate the phone call. You're welcome to chime in anytime. The Southern gentleman, Brett Norsworthy, he's a part of the Ole Miss Football Radio Network, but he loves talking SEC. If you never heard Brett, you don't want to miss it. He joins us next on Three Man Front.
It's 12:33. Welcome back on this overcast. Kind of feels like football season finally. Maybe we're done with the high 80s. It's always a joy on Thursdays to be able to catch up with our good friend Brett Norsworthy, WHBQ Radio in Memphis, Tennessee. Also, you can hear him on the Ole Miss Radio Network as they get ready to play the Washington State Cougars. And I'm just curious, because you and I have had this conversation privately, Brett. Now, how many college football programs have you seen in person? How many?
This will be number 93 for me of current FBS out of 136, Pat.
I knew we were getting close to 100. That's why I asked you, because I couldn't remember if you had seen Washington State in person, but you're getting an opportunity as they're actually coming from the west side of the country to this side of the Mississippi River. So that's pretty cool for you.
Yeah, I saw him one time in an NCAA tournament. In fact, Coach Bennett, that won it all at UVA, was Washington State's coach, and my seat was right behind his seat, and they were getting blasted by North Carolina. North Carolina won it they didn't win it that year, but it was 2008. It was Louisville, Washington State, North Carolina Regional, and Charlotte, and they were getting blasted. He turned around, looked at me serious he could be, goes, "Now I know we're playing like blank, but that was really a bad call, wasn't it?" I said, "It was, Coach. It was."
That is great. Well, let's start there in Oxford, as I know it's really difficult because you got this game and then all of a sudden you got another big game coming up the very next week in the SEC. So just your thoughts on what we should anticipate seeing, as it appears that Trinidad Chambliss is going to continue to be the starting quarterback.
You know, I've never heard a coach or a fan base or anybody ever say it was a bad open date time. But last week was a particularly good open date time from all the emotion after the LSU game and how that game is treated by Ole Miss fans and the team and how it played. So got that open date, and now Washington State before the two biggest weeks of the year so far. And maybe when we look back, it will have been for Ole Miss with the road trips to Georgia and to Oklahoma. Everybody thinking you went minimum 1-1 and what that would do. A sweep, well, we know the conversation, what that would be if it's a sweep. If you get swept, we know the conversation. That's really illustrative, Pat. I think of this week in the SEC, when you look down the schedule of games, this is kind of prove it. What are you made of? Resume building. Are you really that good? The Ole Miss Washington State game is the only game. It's not a league game. But for Bama going to Mizzou, if Bama wins, then I think everybody will be on the same song sheet of Bama's back, Ty Simpson's back. If Mizzou loses, it'll be kind of the same old Mizzou. If they win, we'll be looking at them differently. And then at Red River, the loser of that game, if it's OU, well, we don't know if we can really trust you. And if it's Texas, then it's a matter of how many losses for Texas. Petrino at Knoxville, Florida and A&M in College Station, and Georgia and Auburn, always a great game. And South Carolina, they have said for a year that their three losses last year, they really never recognized. They were competition deniers last year. They should have beat LSU, should have beat Ole Miss, should have beat Alabama. Well, you didn't beat any of them. And now you're playing them again this year. And so we'll see if South Carolina, all that talk of, if we could just play you now around playoff time. Well, that's not how the season works. You played LSU in September. You played Ole Miss in early October. You played Alabama in October. You lost all of them. And you spent a year really driving everybody else crazy with all the belly aching.
Brett, there's so many games left to play in the league, and it's so much fun. But right now, if you had to bet on the matchup we're going to see in Atlanta for the SEC championship game, I'm just curious because I know who I'm thinking about now. Who are the two teams that you would predict right now?
Landon, I think I'm going to go back to my media days and even right before the season defaults, and I will stay with Alabama and Georgia just because that is a easy, comfortable SEC default. When you really don't know a lot of things, just get under that warm, cozy Bama, Georgia blanket, and you probably can't go wrong. But after this weekend, we'll have a little more clarity, and then we will sure have it after next week, everything's going to look different in a month than it looks right now. We're going to have a lot more clarity with these October games. But I think just for comfortability, I would go to that Bama-Georgia default.
All right, so I got to ask you this. So you're a good Arkansas alum, and you talk to a lot of Arkansas fans, a lot of influential people in the state of Arkansas. So I have to ask you this question seriously. If Bobby Petrino wins a couple of games of the 7 that he's going to be the interim head coach, what is the likelihood that he is handed the reins to that program again? Is there a chance at all?
Pat, I think there's a really good chance. And you talk about default and just unbelievable that he could be rehired. Look at their game notes this week, and you see Bobby Petrino, like year 7 at Arkansas, and his record. It's like we just lost the last 13 or 14 years.
Just forgot about it. Yeah.
I mean, presto changeo. I don't think one of those wins will be this weekend, but then 3 straight at home, Old Southwest Conference rival in A&M next week, and both sides in that series are so glad to be out of Jerry's world and playing it on campus. So A&M next week, then Auburn and Auburn's inadequacies that they have, particularly on offense, they have to go to Fayetteville, and then Mississippi State. Jeff Levy's doing a great job, but Arkansas fans, the idea of finishing 16th in the SEC behind Kentucky and Mississippi State, it would only highlight really where they are. So I think they're probably thinking about 1 or 2 wins in that 3-game stretch. If they get all 3, I think during that next Arkansas Open date, for recruiting, for staff purposes, for a lot of reasons, you might have to go ahead and announce it and how that will go over. Now, I am getting, Pat, I bet y'all are too, from a lot of people that he really is not – he's not itching to do it, but he could get dragged into it, kind of rekindle the fire a little bit with this interim period. But let's remember, in 1992, Arkansas's first year in the SEC, they had fired Jack Crow, and in October they went to Knoxville with the interim head coach, Joe Kynes, a really good man that a lot of us know and a lot of people in your listening area know and always like Joe Kynes a lot. They go to Knoxville and beat Tennessee, and that was the first the first thing to drop for Johnny Majors. Ended up losing his job that year.
The Southern Gentleman, Brett Norsworthy, WHBQ in Memphis, also a part of the Ole Miss Radio Network, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. You mentioned Auburn, Hugh Freeze. You know Hugh Freeze well. What are the chances that he gets this offense turned around just in time to play a very good Georgia team?
Landry, I think he can, and I think he's got to really simplify his game plan and kind of get the 3 or 4 or 5 plays that you can do well and run them. Maybe not be that multiple, a whole lot of diversity. Don't ask a lot of the game plan and the offensive players. Just go out there and do a couple things and do them really well and run it again and keep running it. And it will be, I think it should be a lot of run. But Coach Freeze, he did it last year with a really good back. Sometimes he can get some things going in the run game and kind of fall back to wanting to throw the ball. I would not try a whole lot of that. I would try to win this game about 17-13, 20-17, something very narrow. And a lot of these games this weekend are going to be, I think, smaller margins. Just a play or two is going to change a lot of these games, including Red River. All
right, we get the music fired up. This is what everybody waits for. This is why we work in the off season for Brett Norsworthy, the Southern Gentleman, and his I Ain't Scared bold prediction.
What?
Yep. Yeah, wrestle them Angels. Come on, Brett.
I wasn't scared last week with Florida, and I didn't think Florida played great. I thought they just played good. And let it be noted that Florida beat Texas by more than Ohio State beat them. So when everybody talks about how great Ohio State, how they are, and how bad the SEC or Florida is, remember the Gators beat Texas worse than Ohio State did. I'm going to stay right there with Florida. I'm going to get the 7.5. I don't need it. Florida wins 21-13.
Whoa! He has turned into a Gator apologist all of a sudden. Wow.
I got the chop going.
Oh my goodness, that is some great stuff. So he liked Florida last week. That's
Yep.
a great point.
We're going to ride the hot hand.
About they beat Texas more than Ohio State did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's crowning Ohio State, and I think they are really good. I know it was open date, but Arch had a drive in the last minute to try to tie that game, and he couldn't. They could still be playing in Gainesville, and Texas wasn't going to beat Florida.
That is amazing. Great stuff. Brett, always appreciate your time, brother. Enjoy the weekend against the Cougars, and we'll catch up with you next Thursday.
Thanks, Brett.
I will. We got some great games. Enjoyed it. Thank y'all.
Thank you very much. He joined us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
He had a really cool immaculate grid yesterday that he sent me.
Oh, he sent it to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it only took him a couple minutes.
I know.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, I didn't.
Good.
I responded, wow, but that's really impressive.
Yes.
Anybody who has ever played Immaculate Grid, you can go check it out.
Yeah, he's the one that turned us on to it in Atlanta this year during SEC Media Days.
It's very addicting.
Very much so. We will roll on as we've now got time for your phone calls and your text messages.
Come on, all you Big Ten fans. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, 1-800-239-WJOX, the Courtesy GMC text line, 205-834-9450.
12:48. It's always a busy Thursday here on the show. We appreciate the Southern gentleman. Brett Norsworthy, his I ain't scared bold prediction for the weekend. He said Florida. Not just plus the points as they take on Texas A&M. Florida. Period. They make it 2 in a row. And Billy Napier in the comeback tour is underway. Well, Prize Picks, it's underway. That is your place. Daily fantasy place, daily place to win real money while doing what we all love to do, and that's follow sports, whether it's professional football, whether it's college football, whether it's professional baseball. Prize Picks has you covered. It's really simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. They also have professional basketball that's going to be cranking up next week as well, and all kind of specials they run on that. Tonight we have the NFL. We have the NFL here on Jocks. Eagles and Giants, those 2 fan bases, those 2 organizations do not like each other, Conrad.
No, they do not.
You got Jackson Dart, speaking of Ole Miss, taking on a pretty good quarterback that played at Alabama and Oklahoma in Jalen Hurts. Prize Picks tonight has a projection on both of those quarterbacks and their touchdown passing performance. Jalen Hurts, 0.5 passing touchdowns, more or less. Does he have at least one?
And I want to say yes, but that passing game has not been going well. They don't like each other right now. But yeah, one against the Giants, yeah.
Let's go one there.
We'll go more.
Okay.
We'll go more.
I felt like he gets one tonight. Jackson Dart, 0.5. All he has to have is one. Hotty toddy.
More.
Show off the locks.
Let's go for it. It's a rivalry game. More.
More.
They're going to be fired up.
So if Jackson Dart throws for a touchdown, if Jalen Hurts throws for a touchdown, me and Conrad win. If they don't, then I blame Conrad. Prize Picks is that easy. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WJOX. Get $50 in lineups after you play the first $5 lineup. That's code WJOX to get the $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You don't have to win to get that bonus. Prize Picks, it is good to be right.
So earlier in the program, if you missed any of our interviews from Eli Hoff, who covers the Missouri Tigers, you can go download that podcast. Rodney Orr, Rob Pate, I'm not putting words in his mouth, but I did not sense that he is very confident.
No, and he spelled out why. It's not only this year and what he's seen from Auburn, but if you're an Auburn fan, there has not been many. I grew up, and Pat, you did too, where it was, all right, who's going to win it this year?
Yeah, it was like
it was
every
alternating.
other year, depending on where the game was being played.
Right. No, it's been lopsided, and even prior to Kirby Smart getting to Georgia, it was starting to get that way. But he has continued that trend, and Auburn's had a couple of moments. But you've had close games, you've had blowout games, but usually Georgia has been on top of it for whatever reason. I think Rob's exactly right. I would have to. I think most people would say Georgia probably gets it done.
Yeah, and here's a couple of interesting trends, what Landrum was just talking about. The Bulldogs have won 8 games in a row in this series. And during that 8-game losing streak for Auburn has averaged 11 points per game against Georgia. And then when you look at Auburn under Hugh Freeze as a team, they're averaging 27 points a game. That's against everybody. That's not against SEC opponents. That's everybody. 27 points. So I'm not saying that you got to score 35 points to beat Georgia, because it's a different Georgia team than we've seen the last couple of years. But still, Auburn's got to get the offense going. If the Auburn offense does not get improved quickly, this thing could get out of hand pretty quick. Well,
it feels like this game for Auburn to win, they're going to have short fields. You're going to have turnovers, defensive plays that set up short fields, a special teams touchdown, maybe a defensive touchdown, but also Auburn at the top of their game offensively, and maybe you can get, what do you think, 2, 3 would be amazing. 3 touchdowns against this Georgia team offensively. Yeah. If you can get that, then you've got a shot. But I don't subscribe to the theory that if this game's played under 20 points for Auburn, that Auburn wins the game. I think Auburn's got to have more than 20 points.
It's the first time since 2012 in this series that it's been a night game at Jordan-Hare Stadium, because let's just be honest, Auburn has not warranted a primetime game in this series.
And during that streak, Auburn's had some good teams, but there's been some dreadful teams as a part of that.
Also want to remind everybody, if you are going to the game, I know it's been publicized, but just a reminder that former Heisman Trophy winner, national champion Cam Newton is going to have his jersey retired. So that's going to be going on at the Georgia game.
They just did I see where he just welcomed his 9th child into the world?
Cam?
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
I didn't know
that.
he had kids, honestly. Maybe he has 9 of them.
Wow, 9.
Yeah, 9.
Is he going for the BB King record?
I have no idea.
Well, who was it? Oh, it was Sean Alexander that had what?
Yeah,
his
Sean's
14th?
got. Is it the 14th kid?
Wasn't it something like that?
Yeah.
It was something crazy.
My goodness. Hey, God bless him.
You were right. Yeah, he does. Cam Newton has 9 kids.
I want to go through all the names.
I'm trying
you
to see
got
if I
Chosen?
can find them. Oh, that's a good one.
Cashmere.
Okay.
Okay. He shares 4 children with his ex-girlfriend, Kia Proctor. Chosen, Kemidus, Cashmere, and Caden.
What about this
He
one?
also shares a son, Caesar, with Lorina Shaw, who has an older son, Jaden. Okay, so some of these are stepchildren.
He has a daughter named Sovereign Dior.
That sounds like a perfume.
It does.
Sovereign Dior.
Yeah, these are some creative names.
I might get a sample on my wrist while I'm shopping at the brick and mortar stores during the holidays.
It posits.
Yes.
I don't know. These things just come to me.
Right before I go and buy all those book cards or those gift cards from Books A Million.
Yes.
Maybe stop at Sandwich Chef on the way home.
I'm going to go get a CD at Turtles, too.
Oh, I love turtles. Hour number 4, Pat Ponders.